Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Inside the Den. Now today we're going to take a look at Black Prophecy. And there's a free-to-play space combat MMORPG. It's got not only space combat, but it's also got some cool, like I said, RPG elements inside of the different bases and things of that nature. But let's get started. So as you can see, we've got one server right now, and I'm on the US side. Now the game does have two different servers and run by two different groups, one for the US and one for Europe. I'm on the US side. You can see right here population is medium, which is decent enough. Let's get started and take a look. I do have one character already that I created, kind of jump in and get a look at the game and stuff like that, but I'm gonna go through the character creation process, and for whatever reason it's not showing my character, but we're gonna go through the character creation process anyways. Now, there's not a lot of games in this genre in the free-to-play arena, so it's really nice that this came out, and graphically the game is really well done. So you can see here you've got some basic stuff as far as when you create your character. Now, what's really crazy about that, so you can go male or female, so we'll switch over here in a second. It takes a little second when you load up, probably because it's so high, but you can go to these presets, which are kind of cool. So you can just go right there, pick preset type 10, and it'll jump to that, or preset type 5 and things of that nature. So we're not going to get too crazy. You can go bald with a female and stuff like that, but kind of cool. You can do the presets, but once you've picked your presets, you can go into expanded, and this gets really detailed. I mean, you can detail everything down, and you can see here you've got all these different areas that you can mess with. So right now I'm in the chin, so you can see I've got all these different things. So I can go and I can change the cheeks, and you've got all these different things. And then you've got things like hair, so you can go and you basically got a color wheel, so you can pick those. And I mean, the game's detail as far as things of this nature is concerned, as far as the character creation, is really deep. And you can see you've got a bunch of different hairstyles that you could choose from, some that are really crazy and out there, to bald, to whatever. And I mean, it's really nuts as far as how detailed you can get. We can go back to the base. You can see here it's kind of interesting. They've got the ethnology, or basically like kind of your ethnicity, and you can adjust these with these slide bars and things of that nature. So you can see how everything really changes. The more Caucasian you get, you can even see some of the features. So it's really crazy the way that this character creation is set up. So let's go ahead and name our character, and there we go. And then you got some special stuff, which is kind of like tattoos. You can put tattoos on your face, things like that. You can also choose a tattoo color, little gadgets, so you can put these little different nose rings and things like that. But we're not going to spend too much more time. You can jump in here. I mean, I've already spent a bunch. You can jump in here and you can see how it really gets pretty nuts. But it's pretty cool how you can check, do these different backgrounds. These are actually new. When I made my first character, these weren't there. We're going to go ahead and let's see, what do we want to? We're going to go with Blue Nebula. And there we go. Let's take a picture and save. So there we go. So we're all set. Now let's go ahead and jump in with our character. We're going to go ahead and hit start. Now I can tell you that the game does have a pretty in-depth tutorial, but what's really interesting with the tutorial is you actually learn a lot about the commands, but it's really funny because they put you essentially in like this gunner ship. So we're getting a little bit of delay and lag here, probably because I'm recording with Fraps. And you can see here you've got a full storyline, you've got a ton of story background and stuff like that's going on. There's warring factions inside the game, things of that nature. I'm going to go ahead and I was going to try and skip by it, but it looks like it's there we go. So can we skip by it? There we go. So we're skipping by all these different, but there are tons of different cutscenes you can see here. I mean, it's really pretty cool how in-depth they go, and they show kind of this, this kind of disturbance as far as the communication is concerned. So there we go. We've got a rival. Let's go back. So the first thing that we're going to have to do is we're in this. There we go. So we're gonna go ahead and use this gun. You can see all these little encyclopedia entries that are showing up. We've got some enemies. Let's see if these are actually the. So these tutorials will explain everything. Alright, I get it. So we're going to get a bunch of these to pop up. Left mouse button basically fires. And what's really cool is once you do, let's see, I thought it was tab to target, but it's probably taken a second here to actually kick in. There we go. We took that guy out. Let's take some more of these guys out. Get them off my guys. Now, once you do target these different ships, let's see. I'm trying to remember. There we go. T actually targets, and you can see there's a little kind of, it looks almost like parentheses with a dot. Now, that's actually like a lead reticle. So you want to take and you want to follow that, because that's actually where you want to aim and shoot. So you don't want to actually shoot right where it is, because you need to lead the enemy a little bit. So you'll actually fire and do a lot better if you lead these guys. So you can see, like, when they're flying directly away from you or whatever, that they actually that lead reticle does get right on them. So you don't have to lead them at all. But when they're cruising along, you do want to go ahead and lead them a little bit so you can fire. And that does a really good job of putting you in position to be able to take these guys out. Now, right there, you may or may not have heard it. It says fire in shorter bursts. Essentially, you can heat up your weapons. So you can see here, these are ones that are heated up. These are not. And so you can see down on the bottom, you can see basically there's my weapons, and there we go. So it's talking about the quick tracking. So pretty funny how sometimes I end up just jumping ahead of the tutorial a little bit. Why I've actually stopped doing most of these tutorials, but there we go. Let's get on this guy, start taking him out. There we go. We got to take a bunch of these guys out, and I'm actually getting some help from my partners in crime, so to say. And when you hit T, it does target the nearest unit. And which is really funny, because as I say that, it targets this one that's really far away. And here's like a whole, just track of these guys. So let's see if we can take them out all at once. Just get a nice little line of death, so to say, on these guys. So I know I'm hitting these guys. There we go. So we need to take out some torpedoes. Let's see if we can find where those guys are. Let's see here. I don't see any torpedoes yet, but I know that pretty soon they'll be being fired from like a big ship and stuff like that. So there we go. Let's get this guy. And it's really funny, because it's like, I mean, how many of these guys do they really want me to take out? Because, I mean, the idea behind the tutorial is you need to get some target practice and stuff like that. Alright, I got my target practice, so let's move on. There we go. Just take out a whole bunch of these guys at once. Couldn't see my targeting thing there for a second. And you can see right there, if you go too low, you actually hit your ship. So we're on this big giant ship, and we're just a gunner right now. Let's see, you can see when you basically are out of range of the enemy, you take and you or if you're facing the wrong way, it will actually show you on the sides. Pretty much like most space combat games, they'll show you on the sides, as far as, like, you can see there's that guy there, can shoot, then all of a sudden it shows that little square there, so I need to go back this way to put him back into range. And let's take some. There's just a ton of these guys. I don't know why they make me kill so many of them. It's just seems like overkill. There we go. So now we have to intercept the torpedoes and defend the colony ships. Alright, so where are these torpedoes? Let's see here. Aiming points. Alright, so where are the torpedoes? They're going to be coming in from some, like, there it is. There's some ship. So there we go. We got to take these torpedoes out. There we go. We got almost got there too late. Let's see if we can take this guy out. It basically needs me to now do my old job and a new job. What's really cool though is once you do get your ship, you can trick it out with, you know, weapons, whatever you want as far as weapons. I'm doing a good job of ignoring these torpedoes. So let's get back to that job. Oh, looks like we took out enough of them. Maybe. Maybe not. But once again, you know, the game, really high production value as far as these as far as these little cutscenes. And it's funny because you think it's over, but it's actually not. We just need to go back and start taking some more of these guys out. Which, like I said, it's really funny because it just seems like overkill as far as this thing is concerned. Now, there is a giant ship around here somewhere. So, I can't remember if this is actually the the ship we need to take out, defend the colony ships. Now there's a big ship that we're going to end up taking out. It's pretty cool that they have you do this though, because like, you know, it essentially is really good as far as, you know, getting you introduced to the storyline and getting you introduced to the controls and, you know, just the different stuff that's going on in the game.
Pull yourselves together.
All right, so we're gonna have to take out the battleship.
Their fire on the battleship's weak points.
Now, these guys just keep coming out of this battleship, so I'm gonna try and keep taking them out. So you can see it shows you these little weak points, which is pretty funny because I can tell you that some of them are pretty tough to actually hit. So there's another one down. And that one is actually on the other side of the ship. Even though I'm going to keep aiming at it, it's not actually going to get hit. But we'll take this one out there. Maybe, maybe not. But you can see, I mean, I'm pretty solid on exactly where I'm supposed to be hitting this thing. But it's actually not right there. So we're gonna take out some of these other things. Take out that. Maybe I could take out this gun.
I'm getting fired on. They're everywhere.
Let's see if we can take it out. Gonna aim right there, but this part is actually kind of annoying to me. I've done it obviously now a couple of times, and it's like, you know, you have to wait for this ship to turn all the way and be in the exact position to be able to take all these little weak points out. Let's go ahead and take out that little gun right there. I don't want to get shot at anymore. So there's another little weak point. See if we can actually get it. There we go. We actually took one out that we weren't even targeted on. But I think we need to let's take some of these ones out. Take that one out. There we go. And let's see about that one right there. There we go. And looks like we got one more right up here in the front. And I think that is it. There we go. So we're finally moving on. So I'm pretty sure that's actually the last piece that we have to take out right there and finally moving on. But like I was saying, it's really cool because once you get into the actual gameplay, we have a little bit more of the tutorial to go through. You can see this all explodes, and there's another cutscene after this, which basically is like this ambush. I'm gonna skip past them and hopefully get into the next part, which I'm actually flying around on my first ship after I think it's like the colony ship that I'm on gets destroyed or whatever. So the storyline is pretty in depth. Not sure why this is taking so long to load. Probably because I'm recording at the same time, but for whatever reason it doesn't like me. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip past this. You guys can watch this later on and check all these. I highly recommend that you watch all these. There's some really cool little stuff, and there's a lot of like diplomatic things going on in the background of the actual game, and you could tell that they spent a lot of time on this stuff. And graphically, you can see the game is really well done. I mean, the explosions are you know, really good. The physics as far as shooting are really well done and things of that nature. So it's really nice to see a good quality space MMO on the free-to-play side and stuff like that. So now here we go. We're finally into controlling our ship. And you can see here basic movements, and you got to remember you're in a full three-dimensional environment, so you have to, you know, be able to roll around and move up and down and stuff of that nature. So it's a little bit more interesting than just the simple run on the ground back and forth or jump or anything like that. So here we go. It's talking about nav points. So you want to fly to that nav point. So we want to fly to nav point 1. And you can see here you can do, you know, here's your rolling to the right and to the left, things like that. Pretty cool the way that that works out. And like I said, you can see, I mean, as far as the game is concerned, the detail in these ships and stuff like that are just, I mean, they're intense, and I mean, just really well done. And you can see here we're getting a little bit more background on this spiral orbital station. We're gonna hit this nav point here shortly and escort the Dione. Well, the Dione is one of these ships right here. I believe it's this one.
Do you see the Genite carrier docking on the spire?
Actually, that's over here. That's this guy right there that he's talking about.
Colony ships look like they're from the Stone Age.
And see, we don't actually have any weapons yet because we're waiting to go through another cutscene.
That's strange.
We're actually about to get ambushed.
Modern technological juggernaut, but the comm system is fracked.
And I'm actually getting run over by these colony ships because I'm not moving. Now we're getting a little bit of lag, and here's the other cutscene.
There was just a massive explosion on the Sebulon.
So we're going to jump past that, let you guys watch that later, and get into a little bit of space combat if I remember correctly. So, I mean, the game's depth is actually, that I forgot. We actually would have ended up right there, and we would have gotten kind of blown out of the sky, and then we end up way off in this far region where we have to do the first mission, kind of get used to the mission factor. So here we go. So we're actually gone and out in the middle of nowhere, and now my ship is checking its systems.
Engines are undamaged. Starting the engines.
So there we go. And it's pretty cool. You've got full durability, which shows exactly how much durability your ship can take, and you've got your guns and stuff like that. And when you do, you can see your speed and your adrenaline factor, stuff like that. So I mean, a lot of those things come into play. Then down at the bottom, you've got some hotkeys because you had the ability to equip things. All right. 2 unknown objects. Where are they? Scrap drones. So enter mouse mode, press space. So this allows you to essentially, so here you go, scrap drones. You can take by clicking that or hit T or U. So we can go in and press space, and we can click on this, or you can see all these different things that we have access to. So here's the star map, and you can see right now we just have access to the spire, but as we get further through, they call it the prologue mission, or further through the tutorial, we're going to be able to warp to different places, which is kind of cool to be able to bounce around. Then you got the sector overview, which you can use this to essentially find that, see there's the scrap, there's one scrap drone there, and then there's another one right there. So we're going to go ahead and use that and target that. We can bring this up. This shows our inventory, which right now we've got a repair drone kit, but you get to where you have all kinds of different stuff in here that you can use. Then you got your storage, which is same as, you know, kind of an extended inventory. Your mission log, which right now I don't have any. Then you have your character information. Now in your character information, this gets really nuts as far as all the different things you have. You can see all the different, you know, PvP missions played, items sold. I mean, it keeps track of everything. Then you got your skills, which this becomes a factor. As you level up, you need to upgrade your skills so you get better at, you know, things like navigating, and your shields are better, your energy's better, etc., etc. You can see all the different ones that it has there. Then you got your tactics, and these are your different trees. And see, you've got tactic points, so I can assign this one tactic, and I can put it into here, and you can see the classical slam on the brakes. So I'm not going to actually use that right now because I'm going to save up and use it on something else. Then you've got medals, so you can earn medals as you take and complete missions and things like that. Then you've got achievements. You can see you founded a clan. You purchased clan station, so you can actually have your own clan station. 110 clan missions, so you can see those are all clans. Then you've got combat, which you can see you killed your first Jade Baron, etc., etc. Then you've got crafting. There's a huge crafting system in the game where you can create weapons and armor and engines and all kinds of stuff like that, which is really cool. Exploration, when you explore fully different areas. So you can see the achievement system is really, really in depth. I mean, I'm not even halfway down. You can see at level 10, 20, etc., and so on and so forth. And then you got PvP, trade, the story, social, you know, it's just, the game's depth is really intense. So, and then you've got your different rankings that come up kind of later on. And you can see here's your ship's information, and as you purchase new ships and outfit them, these things all change. You can see you've got, you know, your armoring and stuff like that, your durability, and then you've got your different parts. And this is the place, not right here, but when you get into the station, you're able to go and upgrade these different ones, and you'll collect different ones while you're out in the different missions. And then you got your encyclopedia, which if you need to, you know, go learn about something, you forgot a different command or things like that, you can go in here. We're not going to bring that stellar box up. And then here's all the options. Let's go back. And then you've got your shopping cart or your premium shop. But let's go ahead and let's get out of that, and let's head over here and take these drones out. So this guy's on the other side, so we want to, it's kind of cool. You can strafe around and eventually come around this rock, and he should show himself. But he's being a little bit of a pain in the ass right now, so I'm gonna go get him and bring him out. So there's one down, and you can see right there it automatically targeted the next one because it knows that I needed it. So let's cruise over here and take him out real quick. Now obviously these guys are not fighting back. They're just drones. So we've calibrated our weapon system,
Calculating route to Spire.
and we're going to head back to the Spire. And I believe that,
wishes you a good flight.
so there we go. And we should zoom out of here shortly. And when I say zoom out of here, it actually takes off nice and
Are you
slow.
okay? Squadron leader to Oberon 5. Come in. Sebulon exploded. Two of its squadrons are
So here's
attacking us.
some more of
Those
that,
fly like they're hopped up on
that,
amphetamines. I don't know who's in those
storyline that you're
ships, but
seeing,
they're not
you know,
Jedi.
in most of it.
I
So
could use a little help here.
we're going to head over this way, and tutorial, autopilot, hit the G key. So we're going to go ahead and I think autopilot coordinates. So that's actually spacebar. So I think we need to go to the map and go to the Spire and hit travel. So maybe not. Let's cruise over this way and see if we can get to, I think we have to get to this autopilot coordinates, and then we'll be able to take off. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember exactly how to do the autopilot, but my time is up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. If you'd like to play or learn more about Black Prophecy, you can read our full review on MMOden.com or just click the link in the description. Till next time, thanks for watching.